As we celebrate the 13 years of the EU Code Week, we want to look ahead, as I said, of the ambitions, of the optimism, and everything that we bring together in order to make it a big success and to inspire even more young people. I'm going to have a call to actions for each of you. Just get ready. If each and every one of you is bringing one new friend to the EU Code Week that has not been exposed to Code Week so far, can we double that number? I think we can. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We are here in the European Parliament, thanks to the Vice President, Victor Negrescu. We wouldn't have been able to be here without him, and he's been a great supporter of the Code Week in the past and also this year. And I'm very grateful to have with us Roxana Chirițoiu, who is the advisor to the Vice President Negrescu, but she's also Forbes 30 Under 30 from Romania. I'm very proud to say she's a GA alumni as well. So, Roxana, please join us on stage. I know that Victor was not able to be with us because he had to be in Romania today, but you will represent him, and we are grateful to you for all the support. There.
Great. Well, thank you for the introduction. It is my pleasure to welcome you here on behalf of your host and my boss, Victor Negrescu. He regrets that he could not be here with you today, but he has asked me to send his support for the EU Code Week and his warmest regards. Of course, as Diana said, I'm especially honored to welcome you here because I was the beneficiary of junior achievement programs in high school. The digital literacy, financial education, and entrepreneurial programs have shaped me as a professional, and I would say, in part, have allowed me to be able to address you today from the European Parliament. So thank you. You will hear the Vice President in a second calling the EU Code Week European success story. And I believe that could not be more true. So it is my pleasure to introduce the Vice President of the European Parliament, Victor Negrescu.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry I cannot be with you in person today. I'm in Romania for an urgent meeting, but I'm truly proud to welcome you to the European Parliament and online for the launch of the EU Code Week 2025. EU Code Week is one of Europe's real success stories. It's not just about learning to code, it's about empowering young people to create, to innovate, and to shape Europe's digital future. More than 10 million Europeans have already joined. Our goal for this year is 25 million, which is a great objective. That means 25 million opportunities to learn, to dream, and to build a stronger, smarter Europe. As rapporteur for the Digital Education Action Plan, I fought to make sure Europe invests in digital skills, infrastructure, and teachers. As chief negotiator for the 2025 EU budget, I secured record funding for Erasmus+, for education and for young people, and I pushed billions of recovery funds directly to schools and training programs. But this is just the beginning. Together with the European Parliament Intergroup on Education and Skills, I'm calling for 20% of the next EU budget to go to education and lifelong learning. Because if we want innovation, we must first invest in people. Code Week shows exactly how we can do that. How teachers, students, communities, and institutions come together to make Europe truly digital, inclusive, and creative. So thank you. Thank you to Junior Achievement Europe, to the Code Week community, to every teacher and student turning digital education into a reality. Your work is building the Europe of tomorrow. Let's make EU Code Week 2025 the most ambitious edition yet. Thank you, and keep coding for Europe's future.
Great message from Victor Negrescu, who's really a great supporter of education, calling for increasing budget. It really shows the commitment he's putting into the next generation. And talking about budget, Code Week would not be possible without the support from the European Commission, who's been investing in it for the last 13 years. And it's really my great honor to have a message from Executive Vice President of the European Commission for Technological Sovereignty, Security and Democracy, Henna Virkkunen. We have a video message from Ms. Virkkunen as well. Thank you.
Dear participants, thank you for the opportunity to present a fine example of Europe's commitment to boosting digital skills. We all agree on the critical importance of digital skills, not only to ensure the fairness, safety and sustainability of our society, but also for the competitiveness of our economy. Targeting young people in schools, Code Week promotes algorithmic thinking and coding. It offers learning resources, training and recognition to teachers in all member states all year long. Dear participants, schools should integrate technology in everyday teaching practices in an engaging way. We need to ensure that teachers are up to the task. We need to equip them with knowledge, tools, resources. Code Week extends beyond digital literacy. Students should get to try coding and understanding the thought process of digital systems. Dear participants, Europe needs more IT specialists to guarantee technological sovereignty. Our policies encourage young people to pursue studies in science, technology, engineering and mathematics and take up a career in IT. Dear participants, beyond technological matters, we have to protect minors online, reduce the digital divide and also uphold European values. The situation is particularly important today, in a global setting where misinformation, conspiracy theories, extreme viewpoints seem to challenge our society and democracy. Code Week, among other initiatives, helps teachers with how AI can be used in schools, shielding from its misuse and unwanted results. To conclude, I would like to thank you for your attention and your work to improving the digital literacy of young Europeans. We need to work together to ensure that all young Europeans are equipped with the skills needed for prosperity and success in our rapidly evolving digital world.
Great message from Vice President Virkkunen. She said we need to work together. And that could not be a better lead to introduce my boss, Salvatore Nigro, who's the CEO of JA Europe. Sal, when we said that we took this lead, we wanted to work together with a group of partners, some of them here in the room, some of them across Europe. But you gave us the wings to fly in order to dream big, to really come up with an ambitious goal to inspire more young people. So thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, everyone. What is happening? What is happening? Why we are here hosted by the European Parliament, which we want to thank Vice President Negrescu. What is happening? What is happening when we launch this Code Week edition, thanks to the support of the European Commission? What is happening across Europe? If you're following on the social media, the EU Code Week, you will see that hundreds of thousands of teachers are uploading videos or activities that are happening in class. You will see young people that are learning on how to code. You will see the innovation of Europe that is shaped. Since this morning, you can see the social media that is burning of those activities. I had my own kids last year participating in the Code Week. And yes, it has been not only a success story for the EU, this has been and will be a memorable story for them in 20 years from now. And why? Because it's vital. It's vital in this moment for Europe to compete. If we want to compete, we need to jump. And if we want to jump, we need to know how now a proper coding is made. How do we invest into those things that other regions of the world have done in the past? But we're not starting from scratch. We're starting because we have 13 years. 13 years of institutions, of communities, of ambassadors, of teachers, of partners, of consortium partners that are leading this big movement. So everything that is happening in those classes and outside those classes is because someone had a great vision 13 years ago. So today we are called to imagine the Europe in the next 13 years. Today, every word that they are coding, it's something that was there to stay. So to you, to the young people that are watching us online, I can tell you that's your moment. That's your moment to create the app you want to have on your phone. This is the moment in which you want to design the game you want to play. This is the moment for you to build the blocks of the Europe that we're going to have. Thank you so much to the whole EU Code Week community across Europe. Yes, 10 million is a lot. 10 million is not enough. Let's get it together.
Thanks so much, Salvatore. Well, you called on the young people, and indeed, Code Week is there to inspire young people. And I'm so pleased to have here with us the winner of the first edition of the EU Code Week Digital Innovation Award. And we have, coming from Albania, Aysel Budla, who created PulsePal. Now tell us, what did you do? How did you win this? We've seen your energy on stage in Athens, and we were all blown away. If everyone will be like you, then I'm sure we are in the right track to be the most competitive region in the world. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really honored to be at the EU Code Week launch of 2025. I stand here as the founder of PulsePal, a company from the beautiful country of Albania. It's a startup, the idea for which came amongst the COVID-19 pandemic, the scary times where citizens of Albania, the European Union, and across the world were not able to go to the hospitals and the healthcare facilities that they needed in order to get the medical treatment that they needed. We created PulsePal as a solution of remote healthcare. It could help patients from rural, underserved communities and those with mobility issues to get this attention that they really need. We were really, really honored to receive the first edition of the EU Digital Innovation Award, and I think it was the best experience that we could have for PulsePal. We took the feedback of 10 MDs from Albania, and we started getting feedback from judges from across the world, which was amazing for my team to be able to use this feedback for improvement and more innovation. If there's one thing that I learned from the EU Digital Innovation Award, it would be the importance of digital literacy in the European Union. I think people of my age now really want to build something and be the change that they want to see in the world. And I think that is exactly what EU Code Week stands for. I invite all teachers, students, and dreamers to be part of this, to not be able to imagine the future, but to build it. Thank you so much.
Well, that's a nice call to action, to build a future together. So thank you so much, Aysel, for joining us and for the amazing work you've done. You are now an ambassador, so we are really hoping to see more shining young people like yourself competing this year for the Digital Innovation Award. Now, moving on, we go back to the European Commission. I mentioned before that it's been 13 years that Code Week has been in place. We are trying to see how we can innovate, shape it up to impact more young people. And there is a big team behind it at DG Connect who's been working with us closely and also with the previous editions to make it a huge success. Unfortunately, the head of unit, Henna Virkkunen, who leads the team at the European Commission DG Connect, is not able to join us today because she had an accident. But she took the time to share with us a video message from her team, and you will really see the passion of the entire team at DG Connect put into this project. So giving the floor to Henna.
Dear Honorable Victor Negrescu, dear Code Week community, dear organizers, a very good morning. My name is Henna Virkkunen, and I lead the team at the European Commission, which is supporting the EU Code Week initiative. I'm addressing you via this video message as, unfortunately, due to an accident, I broke my shoulders and my arm, and thus I cannot join you in person, but I'm very happy to send you this video. Today, we celebrate 13 years of Code Week. 13 years in which we have built together an incredible community dedicated to spreading coding and computational thinking to young people across Europe. Code Week started in 2013 with 3,000 events and 10,000 participants back then. It may sound humble, modest, but still it was quite something. Today, we have grown to 140,000 activities and over 10 million participants in the last year. And this fantastic development happened thanks to the effort of all the successive architects and implementers of Code Week, the previous teams and the current ones. So I would like to congratulate you, each of you, for these great achievements. To the community, I say you are at the heart of this initiative, and none of this would have been possible without your passion and commitment. Our overall mission is to empower Europeans with digital skills. Our objective is that by 2030, that is in less than 5 years' time, 80% of Europeans will have at least basic digital skills, and 20 million ICT specialists will be employed in the EU. But achieving these goals require starting early and focusing on improving digital skills at different levels of society. That's where Code Week plays a crucial role by engaging children early on in coding and preparing them for future opportunities. We are also committed to empowering girls and women to enhance their digital skills and to take up careers in the tech sector. Women make up half of the humanity, so they should be at least half of the workforce employed in the technology sector. Equality more generally is one of the core values of the EU, so ensuring a more balanced gender representation is a crucial mission for us. Code Week helps us thus to close the gender gap by providing role models and access to learning. Last year, nearly 5 million girls participated in Code Week activities. This is amazing. This is really impressive, and I want to congratulate you for this. But you may wonder, why is this so important? And the answer is straightforward. In our digital world, no one should be left behind. Digital skills are no longer optional, they are essential. Technology influences every aspect of our lives, from the way we communicate, we learn, we work, we spend our free time. And how can we make good use of these new tools we have at our disposal if we do not understand logic behind them? Thus, understanding coding and algorithmic thinking means understanding the tools shaping our world. And EU Code Week equips young people with these essential skills, nurturing their ability to succeed in a digital society and shaping their own future. School teachers are the front runners in this task, and Code Week offers them training opportunities, teaching material for use in the class, and rewards, and by this amplifies their efforts. So I really look forward to seeing Code Week grow over the years, reaching to more people, to more young people, to more teachers and educators. And this will help us to provide young generations with the tools they need to understand the world and make sense of it, and by thus also innovate with emerging technologies. And remember, having more girls and women ensures that tomorrow's solutions will reflect our capacities and a more balanced view of the world. So, as we kick off the EU Code Week 2025 celebrations, let's spread the passion, the enthusiasm, the commitment that really unite us by organizing many, many more Code Week events, activities, and story sharing. And let's make Code Week 25 unforgettable. Thank you for listening to me and have a great evening. Thank you.
That was a very inspiring message from Ms. Henna. No one should be left behind, she said. And everything is in the power of the communities. And that's a great transition to our next panel, because Code Week would not be possible without every single person on the ground across Europe working together to provide different kind of activities to the young people. Salvatore was mentioning the great community that we have on Facebook. Well, we have 43,000 teachers already on Facebook that they were all buzzing with different activities that they are doing. So they really show the commitment and the passion. You saw the passion in Henna's voice as well. And I'm sure the next panel will really show us what it really means. And for that, we have with us representatives from our national hubs, but also representatives from the Code Week ambassadors, and the one and only, the president of the council, which is Annie Berg, and she came with us from Sweden. Thank you. So, do you need help? Thank you so much for joining us. And the floor is yours to introduce the speakers and the videos and the great work of the community happening on the ground.
Watch.
The community, what I have learned, and it has given me courage and self-esteem to try new things.
Another thing that I think is very, very important is to join with another teachers across Europe to share experiences, maybe to create projects together.
I would like to share my enthusiasm for this experience. Please get involved. Once you started, you will never go out. It's very, very great.
Thank you so much. As the moderator of this panel talk, I'm very honored to be here, also to be the president of the Code Week Council. I'm very humble to that, sure, and I'm happy for it. But with me today, I have Georgia Laskaris, hello, a leading teacher from Greece. Thank you. And Cindy Smits, you're a HAP representative and a leading teacher from Belgium. Thank you so much for being here. And Maralti Sharma from, an ambassador from Luxembourg.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. And this one, thank you. It's much better now, I think. So we're going to start off with a short video of one of the initiators of Code Week, Professor Alessandro Bonillini. Thank you. Who's going to share his thoughts. You'll see. He cannot be here today with us, so he'll be on video.
Allows us to capture and understand the computational aspects of the world around us. Coding gives us the superpower of making our ideas come true just by writing new lines of code. Coding is made of errors. Errors are a fundamental step in any development and learning process. Coding is something that is engaging and that has to be done all together. So Code Week is the perfect time for being involved in coding, together with an incredible, unique, international and open community made of people, made of volunteers, of teachers, of experts, and especially of young people, young boys and girls. Enjoy Europe Code Week 2025.
Thank Alessandro for these inspiring words. And by that, I think we kick off through his, he talked about the community, for instance, and this is a grassroots initiative to begin with, and you will hear this during the panel talk from these amazing teachers and persons in other, sorry, I lost the word, professions as well. So, I'll start with you, Madam Malti. You told me when we met last that you said, because you've been in it from the beginning, and you said that the colors of the t-shirts have changed over the years, but the heart and the inspiration and the community, it is still there. Would you like to expand on that, how you reflect on the Code Week today from these thoughts?
Sure, very happy to do that. So I can actually brag and say that from 2013, I still have the blue t-shirt that we had. And in fact, for those watching online, if you want, give us the order of the color of the t-shirts as you have seen it. And I'm sure somebody is following the chat and will be able to see. Who knows, you might even win a prize. So the spirit of the community has continued to stay with changing t-shirts, like I said, yes. And Rehanna mentioned this. As part of the European Digital Initiative, we said we would like to have 20 million ICT specialists by 2030. And we want to have 80% of our population skilled in digital skills. If you look at the stats, by 2024, we have 10.3 million ICT specialists. So we are 9.7 million short. And we've reached 56% based on the statistics of 2023 to have digital skills throughout our population. On the other hand, you see Code Week, right? We had 10 million people who participated in Code Week just last year. So I believe that Code Week is doing a great job in trying to build and meet this digital decade target that we have set up for ourselves. Maybe we will fall a little short, but what we have in place is great because we are starting young and we'll make sure that we will be able to build that population of the future. Another point that I want to definitely mention, Annie, is I have seen through the grassroots level, the movement taking shape in the form of ideas that we talked about as ambassadors and teachers in the community meetings become an initiative which spread EU-wide. You take the example of the concept of leading teachers. It wasn't there before. The hackathons, which we did not have before. The Code Week for All initiative, where one event is done across countries and makes it a big community. So all of these are things which started with just ideas that sprung up from the grassroots level. And that spirit continues to stay.
Georgia, how has Code Week changed? Sorry, thank you. Thank you. How has Code Week changed your teaching practices, would you say? Give us just a short example or expand it.
Has this effect. It changed everything. So I am teaching coding the last 22 years in secondaries and primary schools in Greece. And of course, I started very technical, teaching about algorithm, conditionals, loops, variables, function, all the stuff. And then I joined Code Week, and I have been inspired for all those amazing teachers to try something new. So now I'm entering the classroom, and I start with a big problem, with a big world problem, connected mostly to the SDGs. So for climate change, for clean energy, problems related to inequalities, to sustainability. And then I ask them, okay, we are coding now, we are using coding, we are using robotics, we are using AR or artificial intelligence, and let's propose solutions. Let's think about solutions. And that has changed everything in my teaching, because now the students are more engaged, all of them. The teaching is more inclusive. Either they are boys or girls or students with learning difficulties, and we have more and more students with learning difficulties. They are engaged because each of them, at some time, they find something that matters to them. So they want to step in and change things. So Code Week is an inspiration. It's an inspiration for everyone, for the students and for the teachers. And I think that the spirit of Code Week inspire each other to do bigger things and things that we have never had the courage or the inspiration to do.
And Cindy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll do this. And Cindy, from a hub perspective, how do you connect ambassadors and leading teachers with also edu coordinators? What is your tip? How do you do it to make it scale it up?
Yes, I think it's great that Belgium is not a big country, because that makes it physically, we can meet each other live. And I think meeting each other live in this context, but also like in the hub context, is really, really important. To meet each other, to get the vibe. This morning I was at an event here in Brussels from the Flemish governments with all these teachers, and it really gives the vibe of the kickoff of Code Week, being together with 100 teachers in the same venue, talking with the leading teachers, seeing what initiatives are there. So I think it's really important to do these things together. Wow, that was difficult, to do these things together, because it makes it a bit more tangible. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a nice collaboration, this turning them on and off. Thank you. Okay, the grassroots, we talked about it even in the beginning, but the grassroots initiatives is very, very important here, because we talk a lot about, we've heard also on the videos about volunteers, about the teachers. Not all teachers are leading teachers or ambassadors, but they're working really hard to engage their students. And therefore, the leading teachers, ambassadors, and the hubs are really important, like networking this for us. So, Georgia, what support helps a teacher go from first activity to make it an ongoing, long-lasting, maybe disseminated activity? Would you say? Yes. How is the process?
It's very simple, because when a teacher joins Code Week, it has immediate access to a lot of ready-to-use material like lessons, like courses, like activities, challenges. It can get inspired by all those story of implementations that have been now uploaded on the website, or even more. It's my favorite tool, the interactive Code Week map, where at any moment you can enter and see what is happening in all Europe and worldwide with all the activities. So this is very important. And all those activities there's a lot of variety and different levels of coding, and there are also unplugged activities. Many of them have been translated in all the UE languages, which is very important for teachers which have difficulties in English, like myself. And and so everyone can find something that matches its own needs to enter in the classroom and deliver coding activities. But this is not only this, because in the internet you can find excellent coding lessons. Excellent. The game changer here is, like everyone says and repeat, is the people. It's the people behind the Code Week. It's the people that you can reach in personal and have support. You can reach at any time your ambassadors. Eurocoding leaders, and now the national hubs for help, guidance, questions, and the important also is that they are part of your own country, so there is not the language barrier. You can directly address to them and get the answers and join the Code Week movement. But we have also our amazing channels in social media, and they can have immediate feedback from teachers from all over all over Europe. So the message is that you are not alone. Okay, there is a whole community that will embrace you, that will support you, that will help you initiate and implement activities or take initiatives that you will have never think about before. So step by step, you can this community support you to step out of your comfort zone. That's exactly what I'm doing now. And take more and more initiatives and be able to have the challenges. The Code Week for All challenge, it's one of the most, I think, the challenge that we like most. With the Code Dance challenge, we should definitely replay this challenge. I like it. And be also make steps that your school can be also part of the Code Week Schools network. So yes, when the teachers are supported, when your work is recognized, when you are seen, when you are part of a community, only great things can happen. That's the message. So don't hesitate, do it.
I want to really jump in and mention that Georgia and I had actually met because during COVID, we ran an event for teaching teachers how to use AI to create a Snapchat filter. And Georgia had joined that session, and that's how we kind of connected. So it is definitely this power of the community that you can see through the people. Similarly, I met Cindy in a completely different forum, and here we are together, in EU Code Week. So I think that's the power of the grassroots level and the community.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much. Totally agree. Thank you. So what you're saying is, if you haven't yet tried, you just jump in,
yes.
and we got you.
We got you.
Yeah, that is basically the message. Thank you. So Cindy, from your perspective as a hub representative and a leading teacher, how would you want to address this issue?
Yes, I'm now here as leading teacher and as hub representative. I used to be an ambassador. I founded a nonprofit here in Belgium around coding skills within the classroom. So it is my passion to do all these things. And it was a normal step, I think, that I entered into the Code Week spectrum, or how you want to call it. For me, it also is a really great community. I think we talk a lot about community, but that's one of the things that I didn't know when I started. And once I came in, I was like, I want to remain here just because of the community, of meeting people from different countries. I hear things that I know, like, this might not work here in Belgium, but I other things like, why didn't we think about this? We can copy paste more or less, to keep it in computer terms. We can copy paste this and do this here in Belgium as well, and meet people that are maybe not that far away, because we're neighboring countries, but where else would we meet each other, and where else would we talk? Oh, yeah, we met each other somewhere else, but that's another thing. But it's really great to see that there is a lot of things that are happening that are more or less the same, although that we think that we are so super different. And I think for me, that is a huge part of being in the Code Week, sharing knowledge, in like sharing like lesson plans on a website, but also by talking to people, by seeing what others are doing, by talking about what we are doing, and to get inspired by this.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to hear with these different angles and perspectives, but we all meet in the middle. And it's actually, as you say, not actually that I don't believe you, but I had the same during an online meeting. Was my first encounter with the other ambassadors. but immediately I felt at home. It's it's difficult to describe, but I just felt at home and never alone, like you said, Georgia.
You feel you belong.
Yes, I belong, exactly, and I have support. And I think that's really important. Madhumati, we started with ambassadors and we added leading teachers and edu coordinators. What would you say was how did we grow through this development from the grassroots initiative, the teachers and then the ambassadors, leading teachers and edu coordinators? And how do we continue to plan and collaborate?
Sure. So like Rihanna mentioned, in the first year, we had 3,000 activities, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it was a lot because we were just starting. And at that time, it was more focused towards the public and general events that happened outside for the community. It's only after a few years that we realized that the way to go to every single person is to do it through schools. And that's where this whole initiative of bringing in leading teachers and EDU coordinators, who are in most countries people from the Ministry of Education who kind of joined forces. I know in Luxembourg, for instance, some years ago, and for 3 years in a row, we were on the top leaderboard. You know, that's something, we have this healthy competition among the countries, which country is in the top 3 of the whole leaderboard. And one of the reasons why Luxembourg was able to do this was because of the huge involvement of the EDU coordinators. We had activities that were being done in every school, in every classroom, by the teachers, by people from non-profits, by anybody who was interested to spread this passion for coding and digital skills to people. And that's how you get there. So this whole ecosystem of having actors from all the different aspects is what makes EU Code Week grow. And now with the info hubs and more people involved, I'm hoping we can double the movement. I mean, 20 million, hopefully we can definitely cross.
Thank you so much. Right. We will cross it together. Yes. So I think everyone who's been on stage, either digital or here, has mentioned the students and the young ones. And you, Ms. Aysel, yeah, Aysel, you made it come alive because we have the students. Those are the ones that we are aiming for, as well as the teachers, of course, because we need to feel empowered as well. But the students, they matter. And all of us who are in a classroom or ever visit a classroom, we know that the students are a countable factor. We are not waiting for them to become 18 or 21, finishing university. They're here now. They are creative, you know, they're asking us all these weird, I almost said, but questions that we cannot answer immediately. But together we can answer them. In a community, we can answer them. And they're putting us on the spot, I would say more and more. And they're very creative in this. So what's come up, what I've heard as an ambassador, is that we need the students in this. We need the students now in how to build what Victor talked about, are the Europe's digital future. So we're launching a pilot this week for a youth council, where each country has the possibility to enroll one student, because there will be 43, and that's many for the first one. And in this community, we'd like to see what ideas, what possibilities do we have? What are their thoughts, and how can we together create the future with the voices of the students being heard through you, through us, through you, who make it possible. The JI and the European Communion, European Commission, sorry. So we're very happy to have this pilot. And by that said, Madhumati, what are your experiences with the young ones, the students, and your thoughts in this.
Sure. So my experience with students is through my nonprofit, which I run in Luxembourg. It's called Workshop for Me, where we want to move students from being consumers of technology to creators using technology. And Code Week is a great way to actually make that happen because, like Alessandro said, we would like the kids to code. We want them to make mistakes. We want them to be able to be consistent and keep doing it. For them to create their own app, their own game, like Salvatore mentioned, right? We want them to build things on their own and take it through them. And Matt, my fellow ambassador from Germany, when I was asking within the community, hey guys, I'm going to be speaking at the panel. What do you want to bring out as our grassroots movement and the power of the community? So Matt very nicely said that one of the things that Code Week has been able to do within the schools is bring out the creativity of the students, make them feel that they can actually code and see that in action, whether it's through robotics or making their ballerina dance in a primary school class through Scratch. There are many ways to make that come alive. And that's where the power of the youth joins in the community.
And Georgia, what do you think? What are your experiences with the youth? You work with a very young one, and we discussed this while we were rehearsing because it's important with the young ones. It's not an age thing, this, when we are engaging in these questions. So
yes, I'm teaching to students from 6 years old, so they're very young, to 12 years old, and they are not thinking of learning. So each time they see me, they are always asking, what are we going to play next? Because in their mind, coding and robotics and all those tools we are using in the classroom is a play. And that is very, very important because we all know if you don't like something, you don't learn it. You can't learn. So they are very engaged. They want the creative part is incredible. The immersive environment, they love it. Literally, they are coding without even thinking that they are coding. They are learning it's so easy for them to learn when they are interested and when they are immersed in this. So they want to learn. They want to create. They want to use technology. It's very easy for them to use technology. But now we have to think about the future. It's not only about coding and only about robotics. We really have to think how we can help them live in this new world, AI, which artificial intelligence is driving all the phases of our lives. It's very important for them to learn how to use artificial intelligence, how to understand artificial intelligence, how to use it with ethics, and that robotics and coding and computational thinking can really help them transition from this phase to this new area of our world. And it's very important for Europe to be there. And even in their age, even at 6 years old or 7 years old, they have to learn and understand how to use AI and not only coding. It's not anywhere. It's not about only coding now. We have to go a step forward. Yes, I think. Thank you.
And Cindy, how do you see the work of the hubs to circle this and take it to the next step?
Yeah, I think, again, it's important to bring people together, to bring knowledge together, to bring ideas together. So that's a really important thing within being in a hub, because I totally agree with Georgia that you have to make sure that they don't think that they're learning. You have to make sure. I'm always happy after a workshop if they say we played this or we played that, because then you know you've reached them. So I think it's really important to do this within a school context, but also to do this outside of a school context for the ones that maybe want to go next level as a hobby, these kind of things. But I think also, again, it's really important to start with really young people, because that's also my personal belief. I have two kids at home in their puberty. They're not interested in anything. Nothing is fun. So you have to reach them before their puberty, that they still think that it is fun when they reach that age when nothing is fun anymore. So within my personal belief, I really want to focus on kids as well.
Thank you. I think we recognize ourselves in that. Thank you very much. Okay, so what we have been talking about, what Alessandro started out with calling superpowers. He talked about making errors, because if coding is about anything, it's about making errors and learn from it together. So by that, and introducing the young ones very early on in this, engaging them so that they feel empowered and that they have an active part in the digital future together with us. I think it's really important. You've all addressed very important aspects from different points of view. So I'm very happy to have heard all your insights and everything. I want to thank you very, very much to have been part of this and sharing your insights, your experiences, and I'm deeply honored to be here with you. Do you have any closing remarks you would like to add?
Just jump in Code Week and join us in these initiatives.
Yeah, I'm just going to rephrase a famous brand, just do it.
Yeah. So I'll make my answer a little bit longer than do the dance challenge. For me, coding is a way to bring in the 4 C's of education. So communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and community. So please go ahead and participate in EU Code Week 2025. We have to make it bigger and more successful. And remember, we are going towards the future. So we have to do it for the future of Europe. Thank you.
And thank you. So find an ambassador or a leading teacher or anyone else with with experience in this. Remember to add your activities to the map, because the map is amazing. And stay connected in our channels and follow what's going on and keep being inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to see one final video of a community. You can see, I hope you can feel what we felt in the community, what I it visualizes what we're doing, and it also brings a lot of ideas and material to use and try. So in so many ways, and it affects the students immediately.
The best part of joining the Code Week is the community, because you always get new ideas, new friends, and you see what other people are doing in their countries, so you learn new ideas to do in your classroom. And of course, experience sharing and experience exchange is the best part of the Code Week.
For me, it's a great opportunity to advertise what we do all the time as teachers with our students. Because as a computing teacher, I'm always coding. And it's a great time for us to share, this is what goes on in my classroom. To me, I code because it's fun. Seymour Papert referred to it as hard fun. And I think that's a brilliant description of what coding is all about. And that's what we bring to Code Week with our students, that they can appreciate the same challenges, the same experience, those same light bulb moments that we've had, that they can experience them and enjoy them in order to help them solve their own problems.
During my career, in more than 20 years, I have been in the area of the digital skills and digital education. And this is the first time that I'm a part of some great movement and community. And this is great feeling to be a part of something bigger in the European level, where I can help and spread the word about digital skills and help to wider the community.
That was beautiful. You can really see the energy, the passion, and the commitment that everyone is bringing to Code Week. And do you know what they said? So to everyone out there, they said they got your back. So if you need any help, they are here to support. They are here to give you tools and opportunity to get engaged in Code Week. So you are not alone. And they are ready to take on many more teachers that could contribute and support us to grow the impact. So thank you so much for the great energy you bring over the years, because many of you have been involved for many, many years. One of the big focus is on girls. We heard it from Henna, we heard it from all the speakers. We really need to inspire more girls in digital. And that's why during Code Week, we wanted to really put more emphasis on girls, but not only now in October, but to really provide opportunities throughout the years. And we even have a special Girls in Digital Week that's coming up. But for that, we would like to invite our partner from White & Co., Marina Mandrieu, who's the Executive Director and Co-founder. Thank you so much for the great work that you are doing in leading the work with the girls. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I have to say it's actually amazing to see so much women power. You know, we saw on a panel, we saw in the videos. So I think in the field of digital education, women are there. It's quite obvious. But in the industry, we're not there. We know that very well. We need to get more girls and women coding. We need to get more girls and women in the field of IT and innovation. So actually, I'm here being a bit nostalgic because I was 13 years ago, I organized the first coding classes for women in Luxembourg. And I was contacted by someone called Anya back at the time to become the first EU Code Week ambassador for Luxembourg. That was the very first weeks of the initiative. It was a pure grassroots movement, very thin resources, and it was so much passion, energy, and it's great to see that the community is still so much active these days. So thanks for keeping the spirit. So today, more than a decade later, I'm back active in EU Code Week as part of a hub for Luxembourg, and we are delighted to lead the work for gender equality in the overall project. And we came up with the idea of duplicating the success of EU Code Week, which is pretty much concentrated in October, but in October, November, December, and so on, and to try to replicate this success with a dedicated Code Week for girls in March. So I really hope that you spread the word and we get more activities done and organized during that week, and we have the same success that we have for EU Code Week around October. So the team and the partners working on this amazing project have prepared a short video which I was asked to introduce. So I'll let you discover the work that we have done so far. And yeah, so good luck with EU Code Week this year. Hope it will be amazing. And we get all the events on the platform. It's very important to keep track of all this, of the data and the numbers. And I really hope that you can also join in March for EU Code Week Girls Edition. Thank you.
One of my favorite things about coding is that it breaks all bounds. It allows me to use my creativity and my critical thinking skills to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. Like many have said, coding and algorithms are used in everyday life, from the way we think to the machines and systems to even philosophy itself. As a girl in coding, in the beginning, I always felt like I had to prove myself. But with the amazing support I've gotten from not only my classmates, but from teachers and educators, I always felt supportive and even empowered to not try to prove myself and prove that I belong, but to continue to push myself and push the bounds and limits. Learning about this constantly changing industry we call technology, it inspires me every day to push myself and to speak out about what needs to be done. And it helps me to turn these ideas I have from spur of the moment, brainstorming ideas that I have into actual tangible results.
Ciao, sono Ada Beneventi e lavoro all'interno di Officina Futuro Fondazione W Group. Si è concluso da poco il primo anno del progetto Code for EU e non vediamo l'ora di iniziare le nuove attività previste per il secondo anno. Sarà un anno pieno di novità, stanno partendo su tutto il territorio nazionale 150 club annuali di Girls Create Better e STEM Your Brain all'interno di scuole e spazi aggregativi per ragazze e ragazzi. A ottobre, in occasione della Code Week, si terranno 5 Girls Create Better Sprint, 3 dei quali all'interno della Milano Digital Week, un importante evento nazionale dedicato allo sviluppo e all'innovazione digitale. Il 25 e il 26 ottobre si terrà inoltre Hackathon Weekend presso 42 Firenze, un evento aperto a ragazze e ragazzi delle scuole superiori di tutta Italia che si sfideranno sul tema del lavoro e delle potenzialità dell'intelligenza artificiale. Sono in programma inoltre nuovi eventi per la Girls in Digital Week che si terrà a marzo 2026, tra cui alcuni Girls Create Better Sprint anche per insegnanti, 5 Girls Create Better Day by Day che accompagneranno le ragazze alla scoperta delle tecnologie per un mese intero e soprattutto il Digital Education Festival Pordenone, un evento formativo in grado di radunare i migliori esperti, ricercatori, educatori e formatori italiani nell'ambito dell'educazione digitale, della sperimentazione e del dialogo. Vi aspettiamo, non vediamo l'ora di cominciare.
The Hello Future Hackathon was organized, brought together young girls from all over Latvia and Lithuania to develop tech solutions for real-world challenges in education, health, sustainability. We organized the hackathon on the last day of the EU Code Week, Girls in Digital Week, and the All Digitals Week. So it was a good final for both of these initiatives.
And for me, this program and this hackathon is particularly very special one because I am a mother of 3 daughters, and I'm every day facing still a very strong stereotype in a Latvian society that girls are ballet dancers and singers and boys are hockey players and programmers. So people like me, like Vita, we want to break the stereotype. We want to show the girls that IT world is too good to be left alone for the boys only. So all the girls met online and they developed their solutions online. But the final was really special because they finally got to meet each other, and all of the teams were mixed from different cities, and you could really feel the joy of girls finally meeting each other, hugging each other, the joy was so pure and so true. I think Victor won't let me lie that you could feel really the sparkles in the room.
Digital inclusion to me, this means equal opportunities for all. And during our hackathon, we ensured also the possibility to include participants all over Latvia and Lithuania, even from the most remote regions. The winning team was especially inspiring as each member came from a different region, a different city, and they were able to learn and collaborate together. Doesn't matter about the distance.
Main takeaway that these programs need to be done. And I hope one day we won't need these programs anymore, because like nowadays we don't anymore ask questions if man or woman can drive a car, but it used to be a case. So I hope there will be one day a day when we won't wonder whether girls can code or not, because that will be a normal thing to do.
Un momento particolarmente bello e stimolante per me è stato durante un laboratorio dove le ragazze dovevano scegliere un personaggio femminile importante e animarne in 3D alcune parti della sua vita. È stato bellissimo durante la fase di presentazione perché si vedeva proprio la fierezza, la passione con le quali le ragazze parlavano del personaggio che avevano scelto, e questo interesse, questa passione comunque si è diffusa a macchia d'olio, perché si vedeva proprio anche le altre ragazze al sentire i racconti rimanevano ispirate, ok? E quindi è stato veramente un bel momento, veramente un bel momento. Per rendere le mie attività più inclusive e coinvolgenti possibile ho cercato di dare alle ragazze il loro spazio, di potersi esprimere secondo i loro modi e soprattutto non mettendo limiti, cercando il più possibile di non dare regole, di non mettere barriere e quando era necessario un pochino indirizzare ho cercato comunque sia di venire incontro alle loro necessità, ai loro interessi, per far sì che ci fosse anche magari un compromesso che rendesse possibile sia il poter lavorare seguendo, diciamo, più o meno un progetto, ok? Ma sia dandole la capacità di esprimersi come meglio credevano.
Ciao, sono Elisa Calinato, coach maker per Girls Code It Better e leading teacher per Code Week. Sono convinta che Girls in Digital Week sia un'occasione unica per mettersi in gioco, scoprire interessi che si pensava di non avere e fare incontri interessanti, magari duraturi. Alla fine di 3 ore di programmazione e creazione digitale, alcune ragazze si sono fermate con me per concludere il loro lavoro. Qualcuna mi ha scritto nei giorni seguenti per chiedermi aiuto per proseguire o modificare ciò che aveva creato. È super stimolante il loro entusiasmo. Ciao!
Hello, I am Yanis. I'm part of the IT team at OpenAI. Joining role models of the Code Week means a lot to me, because I believe we need more diverse voices shaping the future of technology. At OpenAI, I create digital tools that support open access to research. It's amazing to know that my work helps scientists share their discoveries with the world. You don't have to be perfect. You just need passion and willingness to learn. Start small, be curious, and don't let fear stop you.
Great example of amazing work happening on the ground to support the girls. And we are all gonna join forces in March to make the Girls in Digital Week even more successful than this year. If we go to the next panel, we talked a lot about classrooms, but why are we doing this Code Week? Why are we inspiring young people? Why are we preparing them? We are preparing them for careers, for the world of work. We want them to really be equipped with what's needed for the world of work. We want them to be ready to make Europe the most competitive in the world. And for that, we cannot do it all. And we have amazing industry partners that are here with us to really help us navigate the challenges and make the gap closer between education and the world of work. So I'm very pleased to moderate the next panel, and I would like to invite the panelists to join me on stage. We have Antonio Cassano from Unisystem. He's the Business Development and Innovation Director, joining us from Greece. Welcome, Antonio. We have Matthias Graf von Kilmanzek, you will have to tell me if I pronounce that correctly, who's the managing director of Vodafone Foundation coming from Germany. Thank you, Matthias. Mercedes Mira Costa from HP, Standard Strategy and Policy Lead for Europe. Thank you, Mercedes. Laurence Morvan, who's Accenture Chief of Staff to the EMEA CEO. Welcome, Laurence. And we have an entrepreneur and storyteller, Annie Tubbs from First Move Productions. So welcome all. If you don't mind, I will ask you to go to the next one so I can sit here. Maybe we can show the slide with the speakers. Okay. So we have a short time, it's just half an hour, and I know on a topic of AI, half an hour is not enough, but we want at least to give a glimpse. What are we talking about here? Why AI is important? How should we really address it? And I know we can speak longer, but let's start. Let's see what we could achieve. And I have the team that will help us here. Let's try to keep it to 2 minutes for the first question. And we'll try to go as many rounds as possible so that I really cover all the great experience that you are bringing to the discussions today. So Antonis, let's start with you, with a big challenge. How can AI help young Europeans prepare for the job that doesn't exist yet?
First of all, it's not an ordinary era, the AI era. So it's very crucial. All organizations currently are in a crazy trend. All CEOs currently are hunting about new ideas, new ways of working, new people, new talents. So I believe it's a perfect time that these two worlds can bridge more. And the reason for that is that all the traditional challenges that we have, and a lot of times the need to have young people and follow the digital area or sector was more that we need resources on the market. So if you go now, you can see that everybody understanding that the AI era without AI thinking, or people with young entrepreneurship, or people that can imagine or bringing new soft skills that we don't currently have is very crucial. So I believe that the three challenges of networking, of acceleration, and the capability to discover more needs something very, very important for us, not only for the young people, but also from the youth, something that is very crucial. We're losing a lot of people out of the age of 12 or 13, and they focus more on the traditional education, and then we can find out after the university. So I believe this gap must be go out. We must find a way to do that. I believe AI can bring generate a lot of new content, can help a lot. And something very, very crucial, I believe, in the young people is missing the capability to inspire them. And I can say that we can follow, or we can see markets that they are very successful on that. And we must analyze them like gaming. The gaming industry is an industry that they having AI so many years. They have all the best programmers in the world focus on that, and they bring a product, an experience that all the young people are following. So I believe these kind of challenges of inspiration, of gamification, we must bring them because we have competitors in this area, and the competitors is trying to attract more the young people. So we must be more competitive, more realistic on this approach. So I believe the big companies will have the other questions, must support that. Okay.
So you did say there that one of the biggest challenges is really how do we work with the schools at the critical age to make sure we really get them to bring digital innovation to young people. You are working a lot, Matthias, with the schools. What can we do to close the gap rather than make it bigger between the schools and the new challenges coming up from the industry?
I think one of the most important things we have to realize is when now looking at the developments that AI brought and bring into the education system, that we have a change of direction of innovation. Usually in education policy, you got a top-down way. So there are education policies and ministries and programs and whatever frameworks, and then slowly you get a trickle-down effect, hopefully, until it reaches the teachers and the students. And now with this enormous speed of AI somehow gathering or attracting all our attention, leads to the students and parts of the teachers to be the biggest innovators themselves. So the students immediately started using it, which does not mean they use it in a responsible way, but basically from the technical side, they're far ahead from a part of the teachers. So we have to realize that in education policy, we have to turn around the direction of innovation. We have to strengthen the small units, the schools, include the students right from the beginning, ask them, what do you do, how do you do, what do you need, and strengthen those innovative teachers that are already also doing that. And do not wait for any kind of education policies coming from far above. It will never meet the speed we need. So that is make the schools and the innovative powers in the school to be the drivers of innovation. Otherwise, we will not have any chance. That is why I think that's one of the most important things. That's why now something like Code Week is so important, of course, and strengthen the teachers that are already active in that part of their school life.
Wonderful, and I know you're doing something for teachers, but we'll come to that afterwards. So we heard again that it's important to really recognize those ones who are really up for it and see how they can bring their friends and then really see how we can support more teachers to be engaged. Mercedes, I know that HP is doing a lot on upskilling the young generation for the future of work. What kind of initiatives do you do and what's your policies on that?
First of all, let me say,
First of all, let me say that it was great to listen to the first panel. I was just thinking, I wish I would get back to the school, right? And be able to participate in all these great events that at my time they were not there, or at least I was not aware. But now getting back to the question, actually, so what we are doing from the HP side. So, I mean, let me talk first about the goals, but HP has, of course, ambitious goals and has the goal to accelerate digital equity to 150 million people by 2030. And how we are doing that is by equipping disconnected communities and bring AI and critical skills to prepare those to the future of work, to prepare them with the skills that they will need in the future. How we do that? We do that, of course, through programs as well as partnerships. In terms of programs, I can give you an example. We have one of them that is the Digital Equity Accelerator. And what it provides, this program, is HP devices, but also future of work skills, as well as mentorship and HP volunteerism. And the beauty of this program is actually that it rotates on an annual basis from countries as well as nonprofits. And then in terms of partnerships, of course, we have our partnership with Junior Achievement, and through Code for Europe Week, we are, of course, aiming to also upskill the young generation and also the teachers as well. And we have, of course, many other programs and partnerships. And I will just mention another one, that is the JMCA Europe. And on this partnership, what we are aiming is to bring HP refurbished devices. So we are equipping them not only with the hardware, but also bringing, again, those critical skills that are needed for the future of work and to prepare them when they will enter the market.
Here already some examples. I know there are more, and I'll come to you afterwards with some concrete examples for teachers and for educators, but great to hear already the first input. Time goes very fast, right? When we already have 2 minutes. Laurence, Accenture has been deeply involved in upskilling its people from digital to AI, generative AI, agentic AI. What lessons can we learn from all the work that Accenture is doing?
Thank you for the question. So first, let me step back a little bit about what do we talk about when we say digital skills, AI skills. I think everyone, every profession needs to be thinking about AI reskilling. Whether you are in IT, of course, coding is probably no longer the coding you imagined a few years ago, a lot of automation. We did some surveys about half of the working hours, 44% of the working hours, will be either automated or augmented, meaning you will use digital tools to work better with more efficiency, to innovate faster, etc. This is quite staggering because it does mean that every function will be impacted. If you think, if you are in a factory, you will have, you have today digital twins, which basically is a digital mirror of the factory. If you work in maintenance, you might have 3D lenses. If you are in R&D, you have huge amount of data that through the AI will be better assembled, searched for, etc. So just to say that it's everywhere. So that's the first message. The second message is we at Accenture, therefore, we train everyone. So of course, different levels of training based on your needs, but it's everywhere. Second message is the change is accelerating. So every CEO, I think you said, say, yes, I need to reskill all my workforce. This is now, but this is, with agentic AI in particular, we are going to have a new type of workforce, which are the agents. They will work together with the workforce to automate some parts of the process. So you need to think about how you're going to learn constantly because everything will keep evolving all the time. And then when I think of the youth and the teachers, I think the message is basically we need the young people to be the force of change. Changing is very difficult. So all our employees, there's always some resistance of change. So the young people, by thinking all the time about how to learn continuously, lifelong learning, they can help the more experienced workers to adapt as well.
Thank you so much, Laurence. Indeed, learning constantly. Now, maybe this brings me to Annie, because learning constantly, but how can we make sure they are not intimidated by AI? You are a storyteller and an entrepreneur. How would we do that?
Thank you. Yes, I'm in the very strange situation of sitting before you as a 55-year-old entrepreneur. I was actually a lawyer for 25 years, and in my last company at some stage, the CEO said, if you don't embrace digital tools, you're the lost generation. So I probably took his advice a bit too literally because I left the law to start working in multimedia productions and communications and documentary filmmaking. And I think one thing is lifelong learning is something we all need to embrace. We probably also need to embrace and focus on reverse mentoring. So this year I had 2 interns who were aged 14 and 16, and together we were working on storytelling, and it was fascinating. I think all of us at the moment are still trying to tell our story and our relationship with tech, with digital, with coding, with AI. And AI is scary. AI is particularly scary for girls in some ways in terms of how we're being told we can be represented visually. And so when we were working on storytelling, I was trying with these interns to think about child rights, to think about good practices in pedagogy, and really explore with them a little bit what their story was and what they wanted in their story, their relationship to be with AI. And that was absolutely fascinating. We actually also did some workshops together on animation so that they could learn and be reminded that you can create your own characters from scratch. You can use technology and programs to animate them, but you don't have to go straight to the AI solution. And the reason why I think that's important is we don't want to stifle creativity. We don't want to stifle self-confidence. and we want to give people choice. Otherwise, we lose our connection with the real world. So we need to learn how to navigate both. And I think that's something we're going to have to do on an intergenerational basis. Oh, I've got 3 seconds left.
What you said, it's so important, and storytelling could not be more relevant here. And I think we do a lot in Code Week. We don't talk enough, so we should work with you to see how we can bring those examples and storytelling upwards. Because if you have 140,000 activities on digital skills, you really need to make more buzz around it to make sure we inspire more people. So we'll definitely need to work on that. I want to go to you, Matthias, because you just came up with a very interesting survey analyzing the responses of girls and boys on the social media. Can you share some of that learning, and how are the girls seen online versus boys? What can we learn from that?
There is a good message and I wouldn't call it a frightening message, but at least one message that should cause our concern. The good message is most of the young students and pupils have good feelings and good experiences when using generative AI, and especially when meeting all that kind of stuff in social media. Second remark is they already realize that there are also some dangers and there are some risks. So it's not about telling them, how do you know what you're doing? Yeah, you're blind or you're naive. No. They know exactly what's doing, and they look for help, and they already have some techniques for them to cope with those problems. They realize it's not sufficient what we can do. We need support. We need further support. And then there is obviously always when it comes to questions of communication, of rude language, of bullying, of all those all those things that we would like to avoid when also being on social media. Then girls are obviously more harmed or feel themselves to be more harmed than boys. That's at least what they tell us. I'm not sure the boys maybe say, well, I wouldn't admit because, I mean, I'm a tough guy. But basically, obviously, there is something where we have to focus, especially on support and help. It's about 1/3 to 40% of the girls and something like 1/4, 20% to a quarter of the boys who say, I've already realized it again and again. I've made bad experience and I really felt frightened or scared, or I still feel stress, or I still think about it and I can't forget about it. So that is something we have to take care, I think, when now looking of how to teach the young students and pupils with responsible behavior in the social media.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that.
Well, I have a translation in English, so a summary. So everybody, it's German, but probably it will be basically the same, I guess.
I think we have a lot to learn from there, and probably big discussions on it as well. But maybe, Annie, I bring on this to you because you are working in creative industries. So what's one way that creative industries can make the AI revolution more human and more close to the people?
Somebody was talking about the importance of being competitive in Europe and therefore really boosting capabilities. But I think we want to compete on the merits, and we want to compete in a way which upholds European values. So the one thing I think the creative industry can embrace is ethics, and actually really think about what the ethical dilemmas are that you come across in your creative work, whether it be communication or more creative storytelling. We've had these reflections on greenwashing. We can have them in relation to many other areas where we can be a help or a hindrance to upholding an ethical society with, healthier relations between people and communities. We also have an enormous pan-European regulatory package, and eyes will roll if I mention the AI Act or the Digital Markets Act and the Digital Services Act, but they are actually nuanced and well thought out. And I don't think we can use AI without understanding the rules of the game and how to honor them and how to use some of the mechanisms that are there to protect all of us, including our children, so that rather than saying, forget coding, I'm taking away all your screens until you're 16, can we move forward because we're creating a more wholesome and ethical environment in which everyone has their place? That would be my question.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, I'm gonna move directly into examples because we only have a few minutes left. And I wanted to hear from all of you some concrete examples that you've done for the young people and the teachers out there. And Laurence, I know Accenture is investing millions into communities work, really getting young people trained to be really ready to embrace the new developments. Can you give us some examples for everyone listening? What can they do?
Yeah. So for us, I mean, as companies, we have tons of material, right? I mean, we invest a lot in the reskilling of our own people. So that material we can make available to the broader community, and we do. So for example, with GA Europe, we, and together with Microsoft, for example, we have developed some training programs around AI skillings. So this is just an example of making that available. We do have a big community program called Skills to Succeed, where basically we are working with NGOs like GA Europe and others to enable young people to think about, continuing learning. But I think that the biggest contribution we can make, I was hearing, young people learn more when they have a purpose. Young people learn more when they do something very pragmatic. So what we can do is work together on common programs like hackathons, innovation challenges. I mean, this is really when you can be in a learning environment, but doing things which you would do in your work environment in a company. So I think as we reinvent work, we need to reinvent the learning. So much more experiential based, much more ongoing adaptive learning. I think this would be my messages. And also AI has a potential of hyper-personalization. So for some NGOs, for example, what we did was platforms where we can bring together like a mentor with a person who wants to learn, because we can match the different needs through some AI-based algorithm. This is just one example, but this is as well the good promise of AI. You mentioned the issues of trust and ethics, absolutely clear. But the good part as well is this potential of hyper-personalization that we can put in place around reinventing learnings, together with obviously the teachers, but complementing the teachers with some of those tools.
Thank you, Laurence. And indeed, those tools are available for everyone to get engaged, either via GAA or via the community. So definitely we'll make that available. Mercedes, I also know that HP is investing a lot. You want to train millions of young people. Can you give us some examples that they can benefit from your trainings?
Sure. So I already provided some examples, but we have some other programs, as I was saying, and one of them is HP Live. And Diane, when we were preparing for this session, asked me, be very clear on what they need to do. So if you type HP Live, all those courses are available online to everyone. They are available also on an application, both online and offline, as well as through our partners, of course. So what you will find there is over 30 courses about, digital skills. And when we talk about digital skills, is of course AI, but also cybersecurity, another important element, especially when we also talk about AI. And must say that since 2017, there are already more than 2 million people that have enrolled in those courses. Even myself as an HP employee, I have done it, even if we have also internally as she was mentioning from Accenture, plenty of courses online to upskill our own workers at HP. But I also found this HP
courses to be very handy and useful. So these are, like, as I was saying, for students, but also for lifelong learning people. It also allows you to create digital badges and certification. So it is important to be recognized when you take a course, that then you get the digital badge or you get the certification, that you can demonstrate that you have some basic training for it. And of course, it also helps equipping educators. We were hearing before the importance of providing those teachers with a lot of courses and tools to be able to train the next generation. And this is what the HP Live contains. In addition to that, there are other programs that are more specific to teachers, such as the HP AI Teacher Academy, as well as the HP Innovation and Digital Education Academy. And all of them have a purpose of learning about digital skills, AI, cyber, etc.
Thank you so much. And those examples are also available on the Code Week website. So that's made available. And we develop a CSR toolkit that includes work that is being done by the industry partners inside. But let's hear from Antonis. What is Unisystem doing to work with the schools to really provide some support on the AI upskilling?
Great. We don't have the billions of the previous organizations, but we have agentic. So we try to cut the way. The thing is the following. I believe it's three very initiatives. The first thing is we try to engage where the child's, and we want to have more flexibility that is coming also from the education, the national education system, because go very slow. So we have some innovation ecosystems in different areas of Greece. We want also to expand it. So we combine special projects. We believe on the project. We don't want to follow the education and training of capabilities. We want to experiment. We believe we have we involve all the parents of the group. We have more than 1,200 families. So we make an aspiration project that we combining pre-diploma students with mentors and coming also from innovation outside, and we create teams. These teams make innovations of software, of technologies that are piloting inside the cities. So the reason for that is that we want to make a big test. The missing of inspiration is very, very important. We want to inspire them. We don't believe that AI, you can follow it through learning curves that was in the past. Also, I'm very skeptical about if AI wants collaboration, to be very honest, because in all these kind of teams, we make great platforms. We make Mentor AI, a special platform that create new content of learning or transform traditional learning in another stuff. Everything was with a team of the agentic. We have a team of 20 people, and everybody was totally working in a different matter from the past. So because inside the agentic situation, you can be the God, you can find anything, or you can find any role that you want from an expert. We see a lot of people that is, if they're speaking outside the agentic and the agents, is like they're missing time. So I'm very, I believe that AI was not coming, especially the agentic, was not for collaborate, was for replacement. And for other reason, I'm putting, not because I want it, because this is from I see from many projects that we see that's going this direction. So I believe that it's very, very important to work more close and more practical on the situation in projects, because the reality is very different. It's AI, I believe that the worst thing that you can do is to wear it like a cloth that is your cloth in your body. You must put it to understand in which body is this cloth. So it's totally different. You don't want to fit it to you. This is a very big mistake, because otherwise you lose all the things that is very important that you must change, or you must be adapt, or you must put guidelines on that.
As I said, I think the topic can take us a lot more to discuss, and I see the other speakers nodding, and I'm sure that you probably would have liked to come and interfere, but I know that the timing is short, so you have to be very, very short on the next answer. Last week, the European Commission issued the EU Apply AI strategy, and they would like to focus on every worker and citizen to be equipped with the AI literacy and modular upskilling. Do you agree with that? Is there anything missing? Very short, 1 minute. Who wants to start?
I can start. And I think I will just repeat myself, but HP Live is just the excellent tool. So we indeed believe that everybody should have the right to be equipped, not only students, but workers, live learning workers as well, and anyone else in general. I mean, we are seeing that we are starting using AI, not only for work, not only students at school, but in every aspect we are using AI. And what we need to learn all and take advantage of all the material that is available is how to make a good use of it.
Please. To be honest, I'm a bit reluctant when Europe again sets up a goal. All the workforce in the whole of Europe has to be able to work with AI within a few years. Usually that will not work, and I don't think it's necessary. We need, of course, to enlarge them. But what we can do is focus on the young generation and have everybody who's leaving the school system to be able to have basic skills in using generative AI for their future professional life. That's what we can do. That's what we should focus on.
Well, thank you.
So maybe we should give people a choice and make it possible for anybody who wants to get involved and get the training they need. And I wouldn't just focus on younger people. I'm actually involved with an association in Brussels called Interface 3 that trains women. And it was set up in 1986. So it started almost 40 years ago to train women in tech roles. And when I see them nowadays presenting their projects, their apps, first of all, what they produce is mind-blowing, but the energy that comes from them is amazing and is contagious. So not just young people, please. And also people with special learning needs. I think they need really extra attention and to be very much part of the conversation in terms of how AI can be a game changer for them.
Maybe another word is, first is demystify, because when we think AI, we think, oh my God, this is going to be so complex and I will not make it. And the previous panel really said, at 5 years old, you use already AI. So just, it's more a mindset than really a deep hardcore skills. And as you said, I mean, it will be so different by categories of people, by professions, by segments, by type of skills. So I think we do need both the hard, deep experts in data and AI, but more importantly, we need an ability to learn and to think we're going to have to learn at all age, all time. And I think if we can achieve that, then we're probably on a good path for our European competitiveness.
Okay. So if you go to the fundamentals, AI is the result of high-paced innovation. So one question is, if we can meet this innovation pace that is coming from other parts of the world, this is the biggest question, because to demystify or to create our own AI and all this stuff is very important. But from the other side, AI, biggest thing is that you must have a will to destroy or willing to create new business or new markets. So I totally believe that it's a matter of, it's a fundamental shift of the European countries that must move in a higher pace of innovation and to understand on that. Because otherwise it's very, it's not another technology AI. So I believe it's a boost that is very important for us, and to use that and to accelerate, and it's more low cost to promote that and to go in this direction. So I believe it's an opportunity for other countries to do that, this shift.
think we should conclude with that. It's an opportunity for everyone to really get upskill and learn more about AI and really see how you can be more creative with AI. So thank you so much to our panels. As I said, the time flies very fast, and especially when you have 5 experts here. Really appreciate all your support, and thank you for making the trip here and there to support the communities across Europe. Thank you. Let's move on to a new innovation that we brought in this year consortium. It's a partnership with Microsoft in which they design specific play-alongs with Minecraft for the young people. Well, we heard that many of us are parents here. My little one was so happy when he saw that I'm talking about Minecraft at work. So I did the first course myself, and he was very pleased to see my certificate. So you can imagine that young people really relate to you if you listen to what they like. So we had more than 2 million, 2.5 million people engaged last year through the Minecraft play-alongs. And we want to see how many more young people can really be engaged, because we give them challenges. We heard about hackathons and challenges. We give them challenges through this and ask them to be creative. So let's hear to the team from Minecraft and to see how we can all get engaged this year as well with Minecraft education.
One of our favorite learning tools to use here in Dreamspace is Minecraft education. Isn't that right, Michael?
Sure is, Niamh. And let's take a moment now to make sure we're all on the same page of our understanding of Minecraft education and the possibilities it can unlock for your classroom.
Minecraft education is the educational version of the popular game Minecraft.
It is a learning tool that harnesses the power of digital game-based learning to promote skills such as communication, collaboration, and problem solving.
What makes Minecraft education so unique is that you have the ability to learn to code while also developing essential future-ready skills.
Really, it's an immersive environment where the only limitation is your imagination.
And to set us up for this year's EU Code Week theme, we are going to be exploring AI adventures by Minecraft education.
Very exciting. Now, AI is...
Michael, I'm going to stop you there because I have 2 very special hosts that can explain what is AI to us.
Well, take it away, Agent and Chicken.
Finding information used to be a lot like fishing. You had to search in so many different places. And if you didn't look in the right place, you wouldn't find what you were looking for. But today, you can use the power of AI, artificial intelligence, to help you search for information. AI is a technology people created that can do many things, including helping come up with ideas and solutions for big problems. It's a bit hard to explain, so Chicken has volunteered to help. Yes, you. First, programmers have to teach the AI model. That's like Chicken training on huge amounts of information about lots of different things. Once that's done, the AI model starts to find patterns in the information it's been given. Like, books about tigers often mention cats, but websites about cats rarely mention cars. Pictures of cars often include dogs, but scientific studies about dogs almost never mention saxophones. And once the AI has found millions and millions of patterns, it can start making predictions. Like the prediction that fish are unlikely to be found in trees, or in fields, or in mugs of water, or even in puddles. But also the prediction that fish do live in large bodies of water, like rivers and lakes. Now, sometimes AI systems make mistakes. For example, whales do not live in lakes. So we should always double check what AI is telling us. AI is very new, and like most technology, it's being improved all the time. Okay, Chicken, you can relax now. Thanks for your help. What do you think AI will be able to do next?
Let's explore now some of the free offerings DreamSpace have for you all to support you and your students during EU Code Week and to help you along on your Minecraft education journeys.
To get us started, we have our Educator 101 session, and this is all about giving you all the information you need to make sure you're prepared for this year's EU Code Week.
Next, you can actually join myself and Neve for some virtual webinars as we host some play-alongs for some amazing Minecraft education AI-based worlds and lessons. And the cool thing about this, folks, is that there's no prep required. You can just pop us up on screen and have your students play along with us.
And last but not least, we are introducing our very own EU Code Week themed build challenge.
We cannot wait to see what you build in response to our crafted prompts.
So let's have a look at what our next steps are.
First and foremost, you can get ready by downloading Minecraft Education onto your school devices right now by going to aka.ms/download.
To register for all things EU Code Week and Minecraft Education, follow the link on your screen.
And then take part in some free training with myself as you can come aboard my next training cohort by going to aka.ms/MTA.
We are so excited for you all to take part in this year's EU Code Week events.
We hope to see you very, very soon, and thanks for listening to us. I've been Michael.
And I've been Neve.
Bye.
Bye.
Long? No? Yay! Great. Well, we heard also about hackathons today and the fact that EU Code Week brought hackathons to these editions. And I'm very pleased to welcome on stage Martina Marcasa, who's the Deputy Head of Projects at All Digital. Martina?
Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Diana. As Diana said, I'm Martina Marcasa, Deputy Head of Projects at All Digital. And today I'm here to launch the second round of EU Code Week Hackathons 2025. But before doing so, I would like to take a moment to look back at all the creativity and innovation of previous round projects and teams. We will shortly be watching two videos from the two winning teams of previous round that will show us how coding, teamwork, and imagination can really turn ideas into impactful real-world solutions. Let's start with the Slovenian team, which is called We Take Showers Daily. So in their solution, which is called EduNova, they basically try to find an innovative educational platform that combines power of AI with a fully centralized workflow system, both for students and for teachers. In this video, they share what inspired them to join the hackathon, the challenges they faced, and how they stayed organized to deliver a working demo.
What inspired your team to take part in the EU Code Week hackathon?
We have never participated in any hackathon before. It's also a good opportunity to learn.
Can you briefly explain your project and how it addresses one of the challenges?
So basically, we've decided to go with the team of education. And the problem we've tackled is the defragmentation of the educational platforms that you find on the interwebs. From Google Classroom to Moodle to Teams and everything, all of that, we've decided to get all of those things and combine them into one. We've also decided to incorporate AI because we believe that the AI is the future of education. Also, when it comes to helping not only grade the students, but also just students themselves having the opportunity to actually use AI and to be able to use it.
What was the biggest challenge you faced during the hackathon and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge, in my opinion, probably was combining all of the parts of our code because we didn't think about styling and the type of writing beforehand. So each of us used a different style and the page wasn't coherent. And therefore we needed to combine all of that, and it was really annoying for some of us, for some members of our team. For some members, yes.
How did working with the team help shape your final product?
So we distributed the work among us so that everyone did a part of the part that they found interesting. So whether that would be the AI part or the calendar, or maybe just something simple like the settings or the actual file upload with the classroom, similar to like Google Classroom. And then we put all the parts together into a cohesive web app.
What new skills of knowledge did you gain from participating?
Well, basically, we learned how to utilize all the team members and how to organize our time in order to do a very complex project and also a prototype in the time period that was made for the competition. And we really much succeeded in it.
How did you see your project evolving beyond the hackathon?
Okay, so I actually see our project evolving beyond the hackathon into maybe being actually used at schools, since the project that we had developed is actually very kind of innovative and combines a lot of stuff that's used in schools, which would mean that it could evolve into being used. And also, what we have actually created for the hackathon is like a full tech demo. So we actually could present this to key stakeholders.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about joining next year's hackathon?
Well, we as a team would give them an advice to focus on the national competition and to not really worry about the European one.
Okay, so a big round of applause to the Slovenian team. And it's so nice to hear from their specific voices, from the participants, from the students, how important and impactful was that experience for them. So that's why we also decided to show directly the videos, because it's much more impactful if they speak their own mind rather than just me explaining how it went. And now we could actually move onwards with the winning team from Ukraine. Their solution, which is called Focused Baby, is an app offering psychological exercises for children, including those with inclusion needs. It helps reduce stress and supports learning. The team is also planning to expand their idea with an educational website, a mobile app, and even a private institution for neurodivergent children up to grade 9. So it's quite ambitious. Let's see.
We are already actively working on the development of the project. In the near future, we plan to launch an educational website, later a mobile application, and in the future we want to open a private educational institution for neurodivergent children up to grade 9.
Probably the best advice I can think of is don't be afraid to take action, and the toughest challenges can be handled with motivation and a clear plan. With focus, you can master things you never tried before and turn them into your advantage.
We want to try ourselves work in the team and create something useful for children. The hackathon gave us a chance to turn our ideas into reality.
I was inspired by the opportunity to myself in a new format, hand teamwork experience, and apply my design skills in practice.
Our project is an app with psychological exercises for children, including kids with inclusion. It helps reduce stress and supports their learning.
Our team was able to create the final project thanks to mutual support, hard work, and a shared desire to achieve the goal of helping children feel comfortable.
Okay. Yes, they deserve this applause. So these inspiring videos show us what can happen when young innovators use technology to make a difference. So it is really all the point. So with that in mind, I would like now to launch officially the second round of EU Code Week 2025 hackathons, which is an initiative that will once again give participants the opportunity to bring their own ideas into reality and to solve challenges. So yes, it is what it is. To get a taste of what's coming next, here we have also a teaser video for Code Week Hackathon. So.
Hey coders, guess what's back? The EU Code Week hackathons. And this time, we're building tech that brings people together. You're not just coding, you're building a better world. Yep, you read that right. This year's theme is all about heart, from code to community. It's not just tech for tech's sake. It's about making real impact where you live. You can make life better for your street, your school, your town. So go on, imagine, build, and bridge the gap between code and kindness. Form your team, pick your roles, and get ready to tackle a challenge that matters to you. This is your moment to shine. Build something that makes a difference, and be part of something epic. EU Code Week hackathons. Care it, code it, share it, change it.
Okay, so as you heard in the video, the theme for the second round is From Code to Community. And I'm pleased also to announce that the EU finals will be in March 2026, date to be confirmed, but you will hear from us soon. I mean, we already have a nurtured list of hubs and teams that would like to participate, but if anyone else would like to do so, please reach out to us, either J Europe or All Digital, me, myself. And because the community is stronger, but if it's even more stronger and numerous, it's always, it's an opportunity to be welcomed, and we're happy for you to join us. So thank you, everyone, and see you at the hackathons.
Thank you so much, Martina. Thank you so much, Martina. We'll definitely need to do it together to make it stronger, to have most of those inspiring young people. I was really pleased to see the girls, the boys, their energy and action. And they said that we need to take action, so we definitely need to do. Now, I know it's been a long session. I have one last video before we go with the final closing. Code Week is all about partnerships, and I'm very pleased to inform you that Junior Achievement, on behalf of the consortium and community, is partnering with UNESCO to grow Code Week across Europe and the globe to the ministries of education, to other community partners, to really give it another boost. So we have with us virtually, unfortunately he couldn't make it to Brussels, Dr. Borhene Shakro, Director Division for Policies and Lifelong Learning, Education Sector at UNESCO, and the Global Education Coalition Lead. And that's where we are part of the Global Skills Academy together with the Code Week. So the last video message is from UNESCO.
Colleagues and friends, I'm happy to share this message for the European Union Code Week 2025. First of all, I would like to thank Junior Achievement Europe for their outstanding work and commitment. With the vision to reach 25 million young people, Junior Achievement Europe has been true leader in entrepreneurship and skills development. The EU Code Week is not only a celebration of coding, it is also a powerful demonstration of how partnerships can transform opportunities for learners across Europe and beyond. Dear colleagues, at UNESCO, through the Global Skills Academy, we are also proud to work hand in hand with partners like Junior Achievement to bridge the digital skills gap and to act to empower young people. Our ambition is clear: to reach up to 10 million young people with digital and 21st century skills by 2030. Together, through joint projects and synergies, we are already reaching learners, teachers, and institutions in more than 60 countries. But I think we must be honest today. The needs remain immense, and we need to act now. Too many young people still lack the chance to acquire the skills required in a rapidly changing digital economy impacted by artificial intelligence and other social economic factors. And teachers who are on the front line of this transformation too often lack the training and support they need to empower their learners. This is why UNESCO convened the World Summit on Teachers in Santiago in Chile, end of August this year. It was about reaffirming the role of teachers, but also to reaffirming the empowerment that is required for youth in investing, in working, and in developing their skills for the 21st century challenges and the challenge that we have to face all as a humanity. So today, I invite all of you, institutions, government, private sector partners, and civil society, and youth representatives to join us in this mission. Let us scale up our joint efforts through actions through the Global Skills Academy, strengthen support for teachers, and ensure that everybody, everywhere, and every time has the opportunity to learn, to innovate, and to shape a better future, and to leave no one behind. Together, we can make digital skills a true driver of inclusion, opportunities, and peace around the world. Dear colleagues, again, congratulations for the Junior Achievement Europe and to all partners of EU Code 2025. UNESCO stands with you, and we wish you every success for this very important event. I thank you.
So this is an example of synergy we want to create, and I encourage each and every one of you to go out there and think who else can we bring around the table to really make Code Week a best practice or to really help us advance this into areas where we are not active. We really count on all your support. With this, we are close to an end, but I want to ask Salvatore for just a few, final remarks. You want to join me here?
Thank you, Diana. Thank you all here and online. M15 and 9. I was 9 years old when my parents had no idea about computers, had no idea about coding, gave me a Olivetti M15 that they used it to call a portable laptop. Well, I can tell it was very heavyweight. They had no idea, but they thought that this was going to be revolutionary, that would change things we do. So I started together with that Olivetti M15 coding in Microsoft Basic, and I learned if, then, go next, run. Olivetti doesn't exist anymore as a company producing computers. It was one of those European entrepreneurs, Adriano Olivetti, who said that the dreams looks like a dream only until you start working on it. Because as soon as you work on it, it becomes even bigger. And this is what we are going to do it here. We're making the EU Code Week even bigger, running towards this 25 million youth this year. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Salvatore. Indeed, we could not conclude that big dream that we have with that message. I do want to give some thanks because we would not have been here in the European Parliament without Vice President Victor Negrescu. We wouldn't have been here running Code Week without the European Commission. And also, I really want to thank our policy officer from Hadea, Christina, who's here with us, who's been very supportive to the team and everyone in managing this project. So thank you so much. There are a lot of people that we need to thank, all the consortium partners, all the community partners, all the Code Week ambassadors, the Code Week leading teachers, the Code Week education, edu coordinator, as we call them, all the teachers, everyone online. There is a big community, partners, industry partners, we are all joining forces. But today, maybe to raise 3 organizations who've been doing the work behind this event, I really want to recognize Digital Europe and a big round of applause to them, Euractiv and JA Europe. They've been really working on putting together this event, and the videos will be staying live throughout the years because Euractiv and the team will cut the videos to make sure we make them available for everyone. It's been a lot said today, and we want to make sure it's going to be heard across Europe. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone online. Thank you, everyone here. I wish you a great Code Week 2025. Yes.